are the Demoknights. And why do I say these? Well, you see, Demoknight as a playstyle is so well thought out, there are sub playstyles, all of them being wildly different. You got stuff like the Reset Knight, Level Up Knight, and Hybrid Knight. But before we talk about any Demoknight playstyles or even primaries, we need to talk about these. These are the boots, and they are a staple to almost every Demoknight playstyle. The boots have no downside. They give you more health, more turn speed, let you move faster, and kills give back 25% of your charge meter. Now we've covered the boots, we can get onto the playstyles. Let's start by talking about the Level Up playstyle. The Level Up playstyle is based around the Islander, a weapon that I absolutely love. I've said it before and I will say it again. Skill rewarding weapons are the best. At first, you get minus 25 HP, but the more heads you get with the Islander, the more powerful you become, turning you into an extremely weak 150 health paperweight into a 210 health god. And that's not even factoring in your shield's damage resistances. So how would you even use the Islander? At the start, go for medics and snipers, but once you've got all those heads, you can be as aggressive as you want. When you have full heads, your speed increases to be more than a scout, and you got that added 210 HP. With all of those heads, it's undeniably the best melee weapon for Demoman. Now what shield do you pair with Level Up Knight? All of Demoknight's shields are fucking awesome. It just depends on personal preference. Firstly, we've got the Charge and Charge. The Charge and Charge is tanky as fuck, since it gives you 50% fire resistance and 30% explosive resistance, which makes you really good against Demoknight's main counter, the Pyro. But what about the hidden downsides? Well, they can't realistically turn as fast as you would with the Tide Turner, so whilst trimping is still possible, you're not going to be zooming across the map like with the Tide Turner, and you don't refill charge as much compared to the other shields. Speaking of the other shields, the Tide Turner is absolutely fucking insane. If you want to do all that crazy shit like Solar Light, pick up the Tide Turner. This thing lets you slide around the map like butter because of the full control of your turning, which allows you to do trimping. Plus, you take 15% less fire and explosive damage. And if you kill an enemy, you get 75% of that charge meter back. But if you charge fully at an enemy, you won't be getting that full satisfying crit. And if a dude shoots at you whilst charging, you can't charge anymore. But those downsides are all nothing for that sweet movement. And finally, we got the Splendid Screen. The Splendid Screen is just kinda absolutely fantastic. The Splendid Screen stats are so long that it'll take me ages to read them out, so read them out yourself. Yeah, the Splendid Screen is just really good if you don't want movement and want the perfect balance between aggressive and tanky. All of these shields work absolutely fantastically for Level Up Knight, but I personally prefer using the Tide Turner for the movement. Speaking of movement, trimping. Trimping is so much fun, but it's so hard to explain. So I'm going to put it in the simplest terms possible. You're going to need the Tide Turner if you want to go crazy like fucking Solar Light. If you jump and charge whilst air strafing to a ramp or any sloped surface, you slide across the map. And there's a lot of other stuff you can do with trimping, like using the loose cannon, that I'm just not even going to get into. Now I know what you might say, Steinford, what about sticky jumping? Well, there's two ways to sticky jump, using the sticky jumper and using stock. With the sticky jumper, you've got a practically useless secondary when you want sticky jumping. But the shields give you passive benefits. And if you're going to use a stock and jump with 2 sticky grenades, you're going to be on 40 HP. Now that's Level Up Knight, and it's the most popular playstyle for Demoknight. But Demoknight isn't just about your Islander, there's also Reset Knight. What Reset Knight works with is momentum. You get one kill and you get more and more kills. Reset Knight works with almost every shield, but I like to play it with the Splendid Screen for that extra shield bash damage. Reset Knight only really works with these two swords though, but these are some of the most fucking insane swords stat-wise. Let's start off with the Half Zatoichi. It has no downsides. Okay, Stainful, but what about the you take damage when you switch the weapon downside? Bro, this is your only weapon. These downsides, they don't affect you. With the Half Zatoichi, if you slice a dude, you get half their health on kill. Up to 275 health. That is almost as much as a fucking heavy. And finally, the Persian Persuader. Now, I personally don't see the appeal of this. You see, with the Tide Turner, the boots, and any other Demoknight melee, you're getting 100% of your charge back on kill.
so that melee hits refilling 20% of your charge meter really isn't that big of an upside. The only real upside to this is that ammo boxes giving more charge, which is really cool, but it's kind of outshadowed by the amazingness of the half Satuichi. And finally, the Hybrid Knight. Do you like your primary but hate your secondary? Well, why not use both? Hybrid Knight is the best of both worlds.
The Hybrid Knight works by not using your sword for your main damage output, instead using the benefits that your swords and your shields give to get the most amount of damage and survivability. The Hybrid Knight works the best with the Claymore, since it provides the best passive benefits, and for primaries you can kind of go wild with that. And I know there's a ton of other people that goes, the Claymore sucks! It's because of that 15% damage vulnerability. Well, have I got news for you? You've got a shield, dude. If you're getting hit by fire or explosive damage, you're dealt the same amount, if less, than a normal Demoman would be. Now, the Claymore only really works the best if you charge a lot and also for trimping. Alright. But Demoknight has its flaws. In fact, it has so fucking many of them. Number one being pyros. You see, right click plus Demoknight equals very bad time. And there's also the problem with damage, especially with heavies. Heavies and pyros are Demoknight's direct counter. And yeah, I'm aware of these flaws. No playstyle doesn't have flaws. But guess what? Demoknight is real fucking fun.
4x trader with no clue of nature. They call him the savior, like born in a manger. Hit me on my page, I get back to you.